You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Chief Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Hell's Kitchen After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Hell's Kitchen After Show.
Louder, Steve. Come on now. This is what we do every Thursday. Get out! Welcome to the world's #1 Hell's Kitchen After Show. My name is Leo Quinones, and what an episode. Are you ready to go in? It was epic. Listen to this. Chef Andy has a fire and tore Anton a new one. That was huge. The best service in Hell's Kitchen history, and one chef talked back in the face of Gordon Ramsay. I've only seen it a couple times in 12 seasons of Hell's Kitchen. It happened tonight. Kashia with the guts, the glory, the passion, the emotion. I wish we had her on the show. Steve, wouldn't it be great if we had Kashia on the show tonight?
I know, I tried. I just couldn't come through for you, man.
Oh, you know, she has so much I want to ask her. Who's that giggling on the other end? Who's that? Who's that? Kashia.
Hey, y'all. How you doing?
I am a big fan of your Hell's Kitchen journey among millions. Thank you so much for being on the Hell's Kitchen After Show.
Thank you all so much for having me. I'm a big fan of the show, actually. I watch every week.
Oh, so if you have any bones to pick with me, let's get that out right now. I'm ready. I deserve it, probably.
Well, I'm going to let you slide because I have my times where I have my ups and downs, so I understand when you get down and dirty on me. So I'm going to let you make it.
Well, okay, down and dirty is the only thing that we specialize. That's on the daily special every time on this show. So let's back, before we get to this amazing episode of Hell's Kitchen, and it was a very exciting one, where did the genesis come for you to actually get on Hell's Kitchen? When did that start, and how'd you do it?
Well, for me to audition for the show, I had to go to New Orleans.
Wow.
That was the closest place for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I drove down. I stepped out on faith. I had about $75 in my pocket, you guys. And I said, I'm just going to take my last and go down here and just give it a shot. I went down there, and my interview was about 2 hours long. And I just felt really good. I went in there and I danced and had a good time. And from there, they called me out to L.A., went out there and I had fun with it. I just gave it, I put my heart into it.
Wait a minute. Don't go so fast. Getting a call to come to L.A., and you're in Missouri, right?
No, I'm in Mississippi.
See, producer Steve, I don't know. You're in Mississippi, Carthage, right?
Yes,
okay.
Carthage, Mississippi.
All right, so you get the call to go to L.A. to Hell's Kitchen. Remember that moment? What happened?
Oh man, that was crazy. I cried, you guys. I mean, screaming and crying. You couldn't tell anybody, so that was something that I had to keep within myself. So I mean, just a wow moment.
Oh, okay. So you get there, and then I guess you have to go through, the hoops, and you have to go through an ulcer. It's a long process. So tell me about that.
Well, when we got to LA, I mean, everybody's just running crazy. They didn't want us to interact with the other, chefs that they invited. So basically, I just, stayed low key. I didn't let anybody else know why I was there. It was just like I was just like a tourist. When I met with, the producers and everything, I mean, they remember things from my first audition tape.
Okay.
I mean, they love that country accent and the way I danced on tape. So, I mean, from there, I kind of felt like I had it, but you never know.
Right. your first signature dish. If I remember correctly, yours was a perfectly cooked, it was a nice steak you presented to Gordon. Was that your first time cooking for him, right? What was that like?
I mean, that was like a total wow moment. I've been a big fan for Chef Ramsay for a long time, and I've watched him prepare scallops, those steaks, and everything, you know, on YouTube. So to have him to tell me that my steak was cooked perfectly, and I mean, to actually get that compliment from him, that was enough right there. I feel like I already won the season.
All right, let's jump back into tonight's episode, okay? 8 chefs left. So congratulations from going 20 to the top 8. All right, now the top 7, okay?
Yeah, woo-hoo.
I loved your quote from last week. It was ooh, I've had enough of these hoes. It was whatever it was. I started the last show with it because I thought it was so amazing. When you're talking to the confessional, are you afraid you're going to give too much? Because in there you're mad, in there you're emotional, in there you're happy. What's it like inside that box?
That box is the moment of truth. That's your time to say whatever's on your mind, get it off your chest, and you don't have to worry about anybody else coming in and being judged. So when I'm in that box, I just give it my all. I say whatever's on my mind. It's a reality show. I get 1,000 questions a day. Do they tell you all to do this? No. Everything that you see is from the heart.
Well, back to tonight's episode. Gordon Ramsay, one of the things he has to have for his head chef is a palate that can distinguish different tastes. So we always see the blind taste test. So again, I don't know what it's like. Could you hear a little of him talking, or is it loud music in your ear? What's it like, the blindfold and the headphone thing when you're doing the blind taste test?
It's a little confusing because there is extremely loud music booming in your ear. You can't see anything at all. I tried to look down and see if I could see a little light. I couldn't see anything, guys. So I'm trying to, you're already nervous because you're in front of Chef Ramsay. So, and you want to do, at any time, you want to do the best that you can because he's watching every little thing. So trying to hear, trying to, see, and then trying to guess the correct thing, I mean, it's hell.
Well, listen.
It's hell for a reason.
Okay, tough. You got some tough food. You got parsnips. No. You got bell peppers. No. Chicken you got wrong. How'd you get chicken wrong, Kashia?
Look, that's what everybody in my house asked me when I did that. I said that chicken was extremely dry and it was very blunt. No seasoning. So turkey is always like that to me, unless it's fried. So that's why I just went with turkey.
So you said cheese, and you got cheddar, and you got the point, and you got the win, which is fantastic. Let's talk a moment about your victories and some of your losses on the challenge. Now, it seems to me that with this ice skating challenge, you weren't having anything of it. Like, Scott almost broke his head. Do you remember that day?
Yes, I really do. We had a lot of fun, you guys. With that, I'm not, being from Mississippi, we do a lot of adventurous things. However, ice skating, come on, you guys. We don't have that here. We have that maybe seasonal. So I wasn't going to go out there and break my leg or my arm, and I couldn't perform in dinner service.
Right.
But I'm open to try anything. So that's why I at least gave it a try.
Okay.
But
you said
I got off of there as soon as I could.
You said you do dangerous things. I'm going to ask you about that in a minute. But another challenge you won, you were on the ocean, but you weren't having any of that earlier in the season, Kashia.
No, not at all.
What is it? Sharks?
You saw that I tried.
I did. Is it a shark thing for you? It is for me.
Well, for me, I can't swim.
Ah, okay. Then that's terrifying.
I can't swim, and there was a little bit too much water for me to drink, so I wasn't having it.
All right, what are the dangerous things that you do back in Mississippi? I want to know.
Well, I mean, we go deer hunting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we go deer hunting. We eat squirrel, rabbit, so you have to go out and catch those things. I stay in the country. Joy, she's actually talking about coming to see me, and I told her, I said, if you ever come to Mississippi, there are no street lights on where I stay. We're deep down in the South. We still have dirt roads.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's dangerous enough. So I'm a true country girl. I don't come from the city. I get in the mud. We roll around in the mud and play. We make, we do some of everything. We make our own fun.
Wow. So you can catch and gut a squirrel?
I can catch. I can't gut it. I leave that to my dad.
Okay.
Because that's kind of disgusting. But I've seen it all done from pigs to cows. I mean, some of everything, guys. We do it. My family has, growing up, we have gardens, so I know how to raise a garden. We use a lot of fresh things. We don't eat out a lot, so that's a lot of the things that I learned coming up because we don't eat out, with fast food a lot because we grow peas, corn, and those are some of the best things that money can't buy. Love it.
Love it. So, Kashia, when it comes to scallops, what's 3 times 5?
15.
What happened there? Tell me. Tell us.
I had to think for a second. Sometimes I have to gather my thoughts when there's a lot going on, so I have to grasp that. But I know what 3 times 5 is.
So
it's 15.
Did you try to slide those scallops by and hope that they would get through, or did you know there was 14, or that was just an honest mistake? You said you dropped one, right?
Yes, I dropped one at the last minute, so I was going to go ahead and push those and prepare the last one. But you never, Chef Andy and Chef Ramsay, nothing's going to fly with them. Oh. They pay attention to everything, so I knew that bird was not going to fly.
What's it like when Gordon calls out the ticket so fast, Kashia?
I mean, sometimes I have to go over and be like, well, what did he say? Because a lot of people, they talk about my accent, and I know they're down south. Right. However, Chef Ramsay has an accent also. So it's kind of hard sometimes to try to, make out what he says. So I'm like, huh? Sometimes me and him both have the question mark. They're like, huh? Mm-hmm.
Well, here's what I saw. I saw the British accent and the Southern accent just boom right in the middle of service. Let me quote you. May I quote you, young lady? Here's what you said. Go ahead. You know what? No, Gordon is hearing this too because you're saying it loud enough. So Gordon is on the other side, but you say, I'm getting tired of this shit. Gordon says, okay, Shaw. And then you say, I'm not a dog. Don't talk to me that way. I just don't give an F. You said that to Gordon Ramsay. What's it like in that exact moment of your life?
Oh, my God, you guys. I was not thinking. I have the utmost respect for Chef Ramsay, but you guys, sometimes he does come off a little strong. And as a woman, we are emotional. And sometimes I can go in there and eat rolls off my back. And sometimes I go in there and I'm like, fuck it. Excuse my language, but what I said, I'm like, F it. I can just go home, on one of those bad days. But I always try to bounce back. Right. I always try to, pull myself out the weeds and, get the job done. That's the thing that I tell everybody. And Chef Ramsay also told us that it doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. So I always try to finish, strong. And with that, I knew that I really, really messed up when I said that to him. So you saw I tried to get those, get my stuff right in the end, guys. Give me credit.
Well, it seemed like you stood your ground, and he usually would tear you up, but for some reason he did it. I was glad he didn't do it. So another layer of the red team in tonight's episode was Anton and Scott. What's it like working with those two guys?
Oh, wow. It's like working with 2 ego pots that are ready to run over. Don't get me wrong, I personally love Scott and Anton. I really, really do. And I got to know them on another level when they came over to the red team. But both of those guys have trouble accepting help because they're such strong shells and they have such strong palates that it's hard for them to take somebody else's opinion or their advice because they think they already know. So it was kind of hard for Joy and I to adjust to that because we used to working with Rochelle and Melanie, even though sometimes we all have our own opinions, we come together and do, what's best for the red team. Versus you see Scott like, oh, I got this, and Anton over there with his chest stuck out. That is what it is. But we had to adjust. It was a big adjustment, I must say that.
Up in the dorm, couple weeks ago, you tore Melanie a new one during the Red Team deliberations. Remember that moment?
Yes, I do.
Tell me about it. We want to know what it's like in the Hell's Kitchen dorms.
When Melanie and I, when we got into it, you guys, I tell you, Hell's Kitchen is Hell's Kitchen for a reason. You guys, I've never been through anything so tough in my life. And in those dorms, you have so many personalities, so many different people in this small area. And, I mean, somebody's going to eventually snap. And in that moment when me and Melanie had our disagreement, you know, I felt like it was overdue because Melanie sometimes tends to, like, when it's something good going on, she's over there like, oh, yeah, yeah. And then when you're down in the weeds, she's on the other side making sure Chef Ramsay didn't see her. So that was my whole point. Like, I trusted her to help me because, as you can see, I try to help everybody. I try to, when one person is down, I try to uplift them because that's what I need. We all have down days.
Well.
So I was just disappointed in her.
Well, hold that thought. 1 second, Kashia. Love having you on the show. I have to tell you right now, Maria Menounos, the founder of AfterBuzz TV and all the AfterBuzz shows, has a brand new book. And check it out just in time for summer, The Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness. You may have seen Maria on all the talk shows, Howard Stern, you name it, pushing the book.
Wow.
But this is a great gift. So wherever books are sold, check it out. Maria Menounos, love her. There you go. Back to you, Kashia. What was the best moment of reward for you in Hell's Kitchen, and what was the worst moment of punishment in Hell's Kitchen? Start with the punishment, if you would, please.
I would say the worst punishment would have to be when we went to the carrot field.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
I'm used to the gardening, you know, the experience of being in a garden. However, out there, we had to really get down and use our fingernails and dig the carrots out. And then not only that, we had to go back and do like 9 hours of prep.
Oh.
So we were up to 4:30 a.m. checking pots and making sure everything was going smoothly. So that was one of the worst.
What about the best reward?
The best reward was when we went to Vegas.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely. I had fun in Vegas, you guys. That was my first time in Vegas. I got to meet Christina, and you guys, Christina is one of the reasons why I decided to even audition for Hell's Kitchen. Her and Barbie Marshall, I was so deep into season 10 until, I cried with them. I was just some of the super fans of those girls. So going to meet Christina in Vegas, oh, man. And that was my first time. That was like a dream come true, guys.
Didn't Christina give you 3 important words of advice in the kitchen?
Yes, she did.
And
she did.
Let's see if I'm on the same wavelength with you. You tell me if I'm right or wrong. Cook with confidence.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you used that in a service, did you not, Kashia?
I did.
Oh, that's great. Well, I love that.
Last week, especially. Last week, if you didn't see me and Joe, we were in there dancing, doing dinner service. We were just having a good time. You know, I find out when you cook from the heart and you have fun with it, I mean, it runs so much smoother.
I love it. I love it. It's so great to pick your mind, about Hell's Kitchen. Sequestration. When they keep you away from everybody, your family, your friends, your loved ones, no email, no communication, how does that work on your strategy and your psyche when you're holed away in Hell's Kitchen and no one knows what's going on with you?
Oh, man. It's good, then it's bad. I'm a firm believer in the power of negativity and the power of being positive. And on that note, I'm going to say the good part is that no one knows, so nobody can put negativity on you. Nobody can put bad luck on you or anything like that. However, that's the good side of it, I'm sorry. But the bad side is when you're away from home, you have kids, and you don't know how your kids are doing. You don't know how your family is doing. All you know is what the staff tell you, and so that's enough to ease your mind, but it doesn't take away from you not talking to your child at night. And at that time, my daughter just started her first year of Head Start. So I was missing out on a lot. And a lot of days I woke up, I got down on my knees and I prayed for strength because that was weighing on me just a lot, just not knowing how my child was doing, how my mom was doing, and what was going on at home.
Yeah, I remember a real nice heart-to-heart up in the dorms, you and Beth Taylor just talking, and I think it might have been Melanie too, about how high the stakes are for each one of you. Remember those conversations?
Yes, absolutely. And those were the conversations that actually kept us all there to, to keep fighting every day. Because, we could be weak and just walk out and go home and go back to our families. But we stayed there and endured everything the Hell's Kitchen had to offer us. So that was, we won within itself.
That's a very, very, it's very thought-provoking what you're telling me. But I want to get back to superficial and surfacey things. I want to go back to Vegas real quick. I want you to tell me right now on the Hell's Kitchen After Show something that you did, silly, fun, wild, out of your nature. What happened in Vegas with you, Kashia? I want to know. Don't be laughing.
Let me see. I do wild, crazy things all the time. I mean, after we had our dinner with the chef and everything, we all were told to go to bed and have a good time, go to bed because we had an early morning. And I mean, I just, in the hotel room, you guys, I just jumped from the bed to the couch, all over the room. I just couldn't believe I was in Vegas, and I was just having my own party, you guys, in the mirror screaming, I'm in Vegas! So I laugh at that a lot because I said, I bet if somebody could see me, they're like, this girl is crazy. But I was just so grateful to be able to have that experience.
Nice. Did anyone get drunk? Ever?
Nobody got drunk.
Ever? No.
I can't say. Because I never kiss and tell.
There's booze. There's booze in the dorms. I know. And there has to be that one time where everybody was not a contestant and everyone got to be their real selves. Does it ever get there? Or is it always competitor versus competitor in the dorms?
Well, in the dorms, we have a limit. And we try to stay on our limit. In the beginning, when it was 20 of us, we were limited to probably 5 bottles of wine. So we were basically fighting over glasses. But when it gets down to now, it's 7 of us and they bring wine. Everybody's so deep into the game and what we're doing. One glass is enough just to put us to sleep to rest.
Okay.
So we were worried about the bigger stage. We didn't have anybody that just wanted to drink like that. However, if you didn't give Jason his cigarette, he was upset.
Wow. Well, you know what? I want to talk a little bit more about tonight's dinner service and how much fun that was for me to watch. So the Blue Kitchen is crushing it. Do you get a feeling when you're in the Red Kitchen and you can see that the other team is doing well, and what does that do inside your head? Or are you not worrying about them at all?
Just being honest, it's so much going on in the Red Kitchen that you rarely ever get to see what's going on over in the blue side unless you're caught up and you're ahead of the game. You can hear the commotion and everything that's going on, but you're trying to save your own ass. So at that present moment, you're into the red side, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. So how did it happen? Going back to the braised salmon. So Gordon, sent you back. What now? Someone had to tell you how to do it that way, or were you just made a simple mistake?
Well, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus.
Please
However,
do. This is the Under the Bus show.
I did have someone tell me to do it that way. So I was only following instructions from, people that were on the red team that I assume knew. I'm open to learn all the time. And if it's something that I don't know, if I'm unsure of, I'm woman enough to say, well, Joy or Anton, Scott, can you all assist me or show me how it's done? Because you guys have had culinary experience. I mean, y'all went to culinary school. You all have graduated. However, I'm still trying to do that. So there's a lot of things that I don't know. So someone did show me how to do it that way. And as you can see, once he told me that was a big no-no, I got it together real quick.
Right. Well, let's go back to you being a line cook. Have you ever been in this kind of a situation like you're in now in Hell's Kitchen? You know, where you're owning a station and the orders are firing so fast. Are you used to that or new to that?
Well, in a setting similar to that, no. I've never worked in a very intense situation like that. However, I have worked in my own section as a line cook where I had to, I had people waiting and I had to press orders, but nothing is compared to Hell's Kitchen.
Right on. Okay, what about the right before the nomination ceremony, right before? There was there was 4 people up there: Anton, Scott, Kashia, Joy. So you're 4 up there, and it was just you were at each other's throat. How did you come to the consensus? Because Scott wanted you up for the fish. Everyone trying to. Anton still believes he's the champion of Hell's Kitchen, as he stated himself on the way out, which I don't know. What was that deliberation like up in the red dorm?
Very, very intense. Very, very intense. You could cut it with a knife. It was one of those situations, as the game gets closer and closer to the prize, every elimination from now is going to be very emotional and intense, of course. But I was not going to vote myself up, of course. I did that one time, and I was woman enough to put myself on the chopping block, and I said I never would do that again. So I was going to fight for myself, and I understood what Scott was saying. But, common sense, Scott, you're going to vote for me to save yourself, and I'm going to vote for myself. So at that time, I had to persuade Anton and Joy, let's vote Scott up, and Anton, you're going up. So, and just get this over with.
I got to say, are you ever tempted to take one of those beef Wellingtons that don't go out to the diners, just take it up to the dorm and enjoy that thing? I mean, seriously.
Ooh. Yes, I love beef Wellington, you guys, and it's so tempting, especially when you have a cemetery of them like Anton has on tonight's episode, to grab one and just take it upstairs. Oh,
I'm telling you, Kashia, it rips my heart out. You know what goes into those things more than anyone. It is a process. It's the rolling of the dough, it's the drying of the mushrooms, it's the gray mustard, it's the wrapping in the parm. There's so much to one Wellington, right?
Yes, it's so much, and we have to prep those, before dinner service, and that's a lot of prep work. And to see all those just laid out, overcooked, I didn't understand that. And Joy clearly told them 14 minutes, let them rest. And you see what happened, and that dragged the whole red kitchen because we didn't have any protein to put out, other than the fish. But I couldn't move without his Wellington. Right.
What about Chef Andy getting in Anton's face? You were there. Tell us about it.
I was speechless, you guys. Just to stand there and you have a front row seat to see the drama all happen. My mouth dropped. The first person I looked at was Joy. I think we locked eyes because it was unbelievable. Because you can imagine Chef Andy is very quiet. She's very direct. She doesn't say much on the show. But for her to go to that next level, she was tired of Anton and him riding on his horse, so she brought him down a little bit.
Wow, I just got a call on my iPhone. Producer Steve, if you can come in here. I don't know if we can, I don't even know if it's technically doable, but I think Chef Anton is trying to call me. No, go back. Let me see. Let me. This is live, everyone. So we're trying to do this on the fly for you because we want to bring you all the up-to-date Hell's Kitchens, and to have Kashia on the show is nothing short of incredible. It's under there, the top one, the red one, the 201. So if Anton, if that's you calling, we're going to try and figure something out. All right, because I'm telling you, well, Steven's going to do that. Let me stay with you. I don't think, Kashia, in 12 years of watching Hell's Kitchen, I've enjoyed a contestant more as much as you, because you seriously wear your heart on your sleeves. You have your good days and you have your bad days. So what's it like now that people are actually recognizing you. Hey, you're that firecracker from Hell's Kitchen. What is that aspect of your life? How has that changed?
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for the compliment. But, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I was calling, I'm just going to tell you this brief story, calling DirecTV to check on my services. And the lady on the phone was like, Kashia, this is you. I was just watching you on TV. I love you. And I get that so much. And it's like a dream come true, you guys. And, I mean, sometimes I'm like almost in tears because I can't believe that these people actually recognize me. And, I mean, I travel a lot. And I was just in New Orleans, and the same thing. I had about 5 people recognize me in New Orleans, and I'm like, wow, I'm not even in my home state, and I have fans in different areas.
You know, well,
I mean, talk about blessed.
You know, there's a lot of, I was emailing back and forth this week. A guy was commenting that he says this is a good show for information to get on Hell's Kitchen. What advice would you have for any up-and-coming chef who's on the fence about taking the trip to see Gordon and work in Hell's Kitchen? What would you say to them?
I would tell them go for it. The sky's the limit. Don't be discouraged. Don't try to come on the show and do anything that you saw a previous contestant do. Come on there and be yourself, be original. And that right there is going to make you stand out alone.
Great advice. Great advice. Well, you know, you came down in front of Gordon Ramsay. Blue team is safe. So let's get into what I like to call the meat hook elimination ceremony, because you know that music, Kashia.
Yeah. I'm over here dancing now, you guys.
I'm dancing with you. It's late in Mississippi, and I'm so glad that you're up right now having a good time with us. So, you know, this got really intense. So Joy has to do the nominations, and the nominations were, of course, Anton and Scott. And you have to be breathing a sigh of relief right there that your name's not called, are you not?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can imagine, like, it's like you just want to just run around and just scream. That's just how important it is to us. We're competing for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. How many people in America get the chance to do that?
Right, right. So Gordon says to Anton, who's up for elimination, are you done? You know, I'm seeing a downward spiral. And, you know, I think part of his departure had to do with the sassing back of Chef Andy. It has to be. You know, I think that's definitely a part of it. So, you know, unfortunately for Anton, were you shocked? Did you think it was going to be Anton, or did you think it was going to be Scott going home?
Honestly, I kind of felt that it was going to be Anton.
You did?
I did.
Okay, you did. All right. Well, if that's you, Chef Anton, trying to call in, we will try to get you on the show at some other time. But, you know, I love that you Hell's Kitchen chefs are monitoring the Hell's Kitchen after show. That, to me, is awesome. So,
of course.
So when you go back up to the dorms, are you a log and you crash, or are you up all night with adrenaline going through your body?
Normally, I'm up with adrenaline, and, you know, I'm up with, you know, my game face on, thinking about what I'm going to do for the next day. I normally sit up with either Joy, Gabrielle, and we'll sit up and strategize. I got very close with Joy on the show, so we used to encourage each other, and, you know, we would just wind down. Rochelle, Melanie, all of them would go to sleep early, and it would be just us three up. And couldn't anybody else go to sleep anyway unless Gabrielle was already asleep. So everybody would try to go ahead and get in a deep sleep before he would go down.
What did you learn from your experience in Hell's Kitchen, Kashia?
You guys, I learned so much. So much. I've brought back so much to Mississippi. My palate is so much stronger. I know so much about fine dining now that, I mean, when I throw dinner parties and I have different events, everybody's just like, wow. I bring a different flair to the state of Mississippi now, and that's because of Hell's Kitchen and Chef Ramsay.
Wow. Well, if there are a lot of people that have watched this show, and the show's online, you know, forever. somebody wants to taste your tasty food, what is the easiest way to get a hold of you, Kashia?
I'm always on Facebook, which is Kashia Zollicoffer. I'm on Instagram, that's Miss Chef KDL. I'm on Twitter at Chef Kashia HK12. And you can always reach me at my email for booking at KashiaZollicoffer@gmail.com.
One more time?
I'm sorry?
One more time, please?
Yes. Facebook.
No. Just give me your email one more time, nice and slow.
Okay. It's KashiaZollicoffer@gmail.com.
All right. And 5 to 500, you'll do it, right?
You said what now?
5 people to 500, you'll make amazing food, correct?
Absolutely. 5 people to 1,000, I do it. I have a team down here. We're ready for the state fair. We're ready for concerts. We're ready for big parties, private parties, whatever you throw at us, we're ready.
All right. Well, you know you're always welcome on this show. Don't go anywhere, Kashia, because it's time of the show right now where I have to kind of give a few predictions where you can just listen because you're not allowed. So let's get into tonight's predictions.
Okay.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Before I do predictions, how weird was Simone Hammond?
Oh, you guys, I don't like to talk about Simone, but there was definitely an issue going on there. Something cuckoo, but she was so sweet, you guys. I'm not going to even talk about her.
She had those looks. I mean, it's just very, very funny. Okay, I was an early Anton guy. You know, I thought that he was going to go long in the competition. So, obviously, my prediction didn't bear any fruit. But I think Joy is, you know, they showed in next week's teaser, Kashia, you saw it too. They show a little bit of a, she's at a crossroads and, you know, she walks out of the kitchen. I believe Gordon's going to go in there, give her a pep talk and bring her right back because a Gordon pep talk really worked for Chef Gabriel tonight. So really, you know, really worked. So I'm still looking for Joy. I'm still looking. Melanie is strong. Rochelle is strong. Kashia is strong. Jason, I think, may be a hothead. Scott Cummings, I don't know if he's the leader of the pack yet, so you're definitely in there. And what can I say? Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I have one request from you all.
Wait a minute. Are you going to give me a prediction first? Who's going to win Hell's Kitchen? Who's going to win the $250,000? Tell me.
Tune in to Fox every Thursday to see us compete for that top prize, you guys. We can't give away any spoilers now. You all have to tune in.
Would you like to come back on the Hell's Kitchen After Show?
Yes, absolutely. And matter of fact, I would like to come over when Anton comes because I know he has a lot to say, and I'm ready to chop him on down. Yeah!
All right. Well, Kashia, I love you. You keep fighting, and I know I'm going to see you in the black jackets. I just have a good feeling about it, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Love you guys, too. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and don't let this be the last time, gentlemen.
Kashia is very strong. Thank you so much. Good night, okay? And thank you for watching. If you want to get a hold of me, and listen, the Hell's Kitchen blog's out there, send me an email, leo@filmfreak.com. Follow me on Twitter, @movieinterview. Thank you so much, Roar USA. Producer Steven and you, thank you for downloading us on iTunes. That's what we do. Tell a friend. A review is appreciated, and we're going to continue to bring you the hot chefs of Hell's Kitchen every single week. That's what we do. Get out!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.